Hello, welcome to Tech in 10. Today we're going to be talking about AI and Copilot again, AI for enhanced productivity. So what we're going to do today is a little bit of a change from what we've been doing, and we're going to dive into some simulated demos that we can show you some things of how Microsoft 365 Copilot works with Microsoft Teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first one that we're going to look at is based on a Teams meeting. So, doing a recap, asking questions, and getting a sense of the conversation and how it can be used for that purpose. So, just getting this started here now, and I'll bring this across to the screen. So, I'll pop this screen in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through what's going to happen in a meeting. So normally you'll join through in a meeting and you'll be discussing things, you'll be talking about conversations, you'll have needing to get a recap of what's going on. To stay focused in the meeting, focus on the conversation and let Copilot do its work. So what we're doing here is we're going to start with the Copilot button. So if we come up here in your Teams environment, we're going to use the Copilot button. Now, what this does is it uses the meeting transcript in real time to work through some of the prompts. So what we're going to go down here in the meeting and we're going to select more prompts. This is what it's suggesting for your meeting so far. And we've been busy talking about things in the meeting, so we might want to just get a recap of the meeting. So we select recap meeting so far. This is really going to help you understand what Copilot can do for you. So what it's talking about here is that it's got some of the high level things that have been spoken about, hiring a new bike mechanic, marketing collateral for the new e-bike, and so on. So it's been able to pull this information out of the meeting with the context. And you'll also notice that it's referring to people here. So you've got Alex reported the progress of this, and Adele received the RFP from the city. So it's quite smart in being able to identify who's talking about things. So if we hit the scroll bar down here, and what we can then do is let's query that information a little bit more. So we're going to click down here, and it's going to fill in the question. Let's hit send on that. And the simulated demos don't always work as planned. Right. So it's saying who was tasked with finding the new bike mechanic? Copilot comes back and says Isaiah was tasked with this. So it's paying attention. And then what we might want to do is we might want to ask it for more follow-up questions. So we click the button, the prompt there, so that it's really in line and it's easy to use, and it's going to suggest some follow-up questions. So here we go. It says marketing budget, ask Lee, and skill level experience for the new mechanic, ask the shop manager. So it's been able to pick up the context of what's happening in the conversation. So it's quite smart. It's been able to do that, and then we might want to leave the meeting. So let's leave that meeting. The intelligent assistant doesn't finish there though. So what we can then do is once the meeting is ended, we can come across to the chat in your tendency, and we can come into the meeting. So we've got this here. Let's check the recap tab. So what we've got in here is we've got all of the different parts of the meeting, and we can check under we've got all the recap here. We've got meeting notes. We've got follow-up tasks. It's really well structured, very easy to understand and read. So if somebody has to leave early for the meeting, they can just come back to here. So if we go under the meeting notes, where's the meeting notes? There we go. We've got that. We can click out this and we can see more information here. So If Lee was to come in here and he might be trying to find what was mentioned to, it'll show you the action items. So this is all captured by Copilot. You can review what's been missed, but then we can come up to Copilot up here. Copilot up here. And it prompts for you to make decisions about the meeting. So we might come down to here and go do more prompts and go, tell me the action items, list the action items. So this will come through and give all the action items from that meeting. So you can see here from some of the way that it works, that the power of what is coming out of it. If you had to leave that meeting early, you can still keep pace with what's going on, understand what needs to be done, all done for you so that you don't have to focus on having a meeting taker or a notes taker or an action items taker. So extremely powerful, very practical, and integrated into the Microsoft Teams platform. So that's probably the most simple demo we can go through. So we'll keep that demo there. What we might just do is touch on the Q&A now, rather than going through too much more, because that has been quite comprehensive. Let's have a look up in the Q&A. The Q&A button is up the top. If you've got any questions, please post a message up there. So a couple of questions we've got here is, can I customize Copilot suggestions to fit the team's workflow? So it is possible to customize that workflow. You can adjust settings in the Teams admin center, which is in the back end of the system. Your IT team can help with that to help tailor its suggestions and functionality depending on what the team needs. So next question is, how can I ensure that Copilot is up to date with the features? So Copilot is regularly updated with the Microsoft Teams application. And you can check with any specific Copilot related updates within the admin centers of Microsoft 365. Typically, Teams is updated quite frequently, so you'll see new buttons coming in, new features and new integrations. So it just happens in the background quite natively. So, and one relating to Planner. So can Copilot help manage tasks in Microsoft Planner? So yeah, Copilot can interact with Microsoft Planner. It will help create and assign and track tasks. So the tasks that you have from the meeting could potentially be brought into Planner if you're tracking in there, whether it's just your to-do lists, whether they're going into shared planners. You can use it during the meeting or chat to ask Copilot to add new tasks to there and help you keep track of the progress. So extremely powerful on that front. I think that will probably be enough for today. It's a brief introduction of a practical use of a tenancy that has Copilot enabled. You can see what some of the things can be valuable for. When you're in a rush, you want to capture what the essence of a meeting is, and it just helps you get further forward on that front. So thank you for joining us today. Hopefully that was a valuable insight into something very practical to use with Copilot. Until next time, we'll see you later.